Hey everyone, Thyworm here with my latest take on Maven boss rushing. It is a strategy with a twist, in this case the twist of fate. Let's dive in. Alright, dear viewers, I can almost hear you think twist of fate again, and yes, indeed. It's such a fun keystone and I've found another great interaction which I would like to share. Last league I shared a solid boss rushing strategy which is still valid and you can use it. It's completely fine and viable. However, this strategy aims to solve one of the bigger issues, one of the more annoying aspects of that specific strategy, which is that you need to slot in a different map every time because the Maven can witness a map only once until you run her invitation. Let's start with the prerequisites. First, I advise a cast on death portal setup, as 4 Maven witnessed map bosses can be rough. Second, a working human brain, ideally your own, or a notepad. And 3, a build that doesn't have many map modifiers it cannot run. Finally, you have ideally all of the void stones available because you need to be able to randomly roll as many tier 16 maps as possible. If you have 2 void stones, it could work, I suppose, this strategy, but because Twist of Fate respects your atlas tree and only randomizes into maps on your current atlas, you will end up with the same maps again, which is not what you want variety. I will explain more in the next section. Otherwise, this strategy is free of charge, meaning no scarabs, no nothing, no investment, no map device even. It is purely Elch, Thyworm and go on maps, or it won't work. But how does it work? Well, here is how the strategy actually works. First, let's discuss the keystone Twist of Fate a little bit. This does quite some things which I will not go all into, but the main thing for this strategy is that it rerolls any corrupted rare map into a new map with new map modifiers. Plus, it adds 1 to 3 additional map modifiers. Here's how that works with Maven in 4 steps. Step 1. The Maven map device option will be available if she hasn't witnessed the map that you put into the map device. So stack up on 10 similar maps which you likely have as you are favoring maps. Make sure all of these maps are rare and corrupted. Step 2. You open up the map. You will notice Twist of Fate kicked in because the map now has re-rolled with new modifiers. You are getting a random tier 16 map. Step 3. Run the map. In most cases, Maven will be there, assuming she hasn't witnessed that map already, because she only needs to witness 10 maps, and you randomly roll from a pool of over 100 plus maps. The odds of rerolling the same map twice out of 10 maps is actually quite low. And that means that if you use this strategy, it allows you to have 10 rare corrupted jungle valleys, which most likely reroll into 10 different maps with Twist of Fate, which the Maven can all witness. Step 3 is also where your brain comes in, because I am expecting you to be able to remember which maps you ran in the last 10 minutes, so you don't run to the boss and start asking yourself why the Maven isn't there. It's because you ran the map 6 maps ago, and thus 6 minutes ago. Step 4, you rinse and repeat until you run the invitation, and then the whole thing resets and you start all over again. When you're inside of a map, there is a bit of strategy too. I kill whatever monsters I encounter, and if I'm familiar with the map layout, I do a quick sweep of the map, but I don't go out of my way to clear all the monsters, despite the Maven witnessing keystone. It's not required at all, and Maven will get you a few additional bosses either way. You don't necessarily have to trigger all 3 of them. All in all, I tend to not take longer than 2 minutes to clear a map this way. The randomness, however, of Twist of Fate has a few drawbacks as well, 3 to be exact. 1. The reroll can be into a map with a bad layout or boss, maps like Basilica or Lava Lake or Belfry. 2. The reroll can have map modifiers that you cannot run. And 3. The reroll can be a map the Maven has already witnessed. The remedy to these drawbacks is that you leave the map and you slot in a new one. It is not a big deal at all because we are not using scarabs or any investment. So what I ended up doing is just alchemy and Thyworm without chisels, my jungle valleys or toxic sewers. I filter out the 8 mod corrupted maps which I want to run normally and not using this strategy, because those are very valuable in terms of item quantity and rarity, and then I'm off to the races. Small self-plug before Scarabs. Check the description for Google Docs on all my SSF stuff, account name, POBs, atlas trees, etc. There's a Discord link in there as well. I have a guild, the Thy Guild, feel free to join in-game. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Okay, back to the video. For Scarabs, you do not use Scarabs, or at least I don't. You can, I suppose, but I think in SSF you're better off saving those Scarabs for a strategy where you are not burning through maps and where you may not brick them either. And for the map device, you can use Domination, which synergizes quite well with the Atlas tree, or you just don't take any option and use the default quantity, which is my preferred choice. You might waste 3 chaos after all if you can't run the map. Let's talk about the Atlas passive tree and the choices I made. First, we need some character power, which means shrines, of course, plus packed with energy. And I'm also taking the Speaker of the Dead, which is a fun keystone that lets you be possessed by tormented spirits, making you typically much faster, and I think it can also increase the drops that you're getting. Then, as we are burning through maps, I am taking some extra map nodes. I am not using Scarabs, but I do like the Scarab nodes as we have plenty of Atlas points to spare as all league mechanics are blocked. I am opting for only Conquered Conquerors because I'm trying to avoid the map modifier explicit nodes, making the maps even rippier. And then of course we need the 2 main keystones of this strategy, Twist of Fate and Destructive Play. I am pathing here to Destructive Play, taking the Maven Chisel nodes, by the way. Destructive Play adds those 1 to 3 extra map bosses at the end based on how many monsters you've killed in the map. Let's talk loot. There are 2 main reasons in Solo Self-Found why you would be boss rushing Maven Witnessed bosses. 1, they have a chance to drop Awakened support gems, and this is a solid way to get a bunch of those. And 2, since 3.25 this league, new chisels are introduced. These only drop from Maven Witnessed content, and with chisels being super rare already this league, I think it is a welcome change. In this video I'm not going to actually be using these chisels, but you know, we're gonna dive into that probably in a later video, a bit more of a juicing video. I hope you try out this strategy and let me know what you think. Also let me know if you have any suggestions. Subscribe and like for more PoE SSF content. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Love you all, see you soon, bye bye.